if you notice, there is an action figure of Peter Capaldi, right? And then a real picture of Missy. Is Missy supposed to be gay? Shooty and Yasmin Finney, right? So apparently, Peter Capaldi speaks out on inclusivity of the Doctor Who. No, you read that correctly. Peter Capaldi speaks out on inclusivity of the Doctor Who. Okay, and I will remind you again, this is the comedic figure they're talking about, an action figure, right? Literally here, it's literally an action figure. Now, why is that going to be important? You wait and see. Peter Capaldi speaks out inclusively of the Doctor Who. If you're going to cry that the show is becoming progressive to make more people feel welcome, then you aren't a fan. First, let me go through the story first, then we'll deconstruct this. Crying that the Doctor Who is woke now is pathetic. I don't have time to sign or take photos with those nonsense people. Okay. We're not in the 1960s. The Doctor and Master have now rightfully been played by Geordie and Michelle. Rightfully. Right? When you have people come up to you and moan about those castings, you switch off and want to leave. Russell is going to make the show relevant for everyone. If you don't like that, don't watch. So that didn't really sound like Peter Capaldi to me, right? I've never heard him be like that before, really. And then it came out, it's not Peter Capaldi at all. It's all made up, right? It's all completely made up. None of it's real. And why would he? I mean, that's why I think it fits that they have a action figure. I mean, albeit an expensive one. Peter Capaldi up there, right? So if you can. So let's just read. If you're going to cry that the show is becoming progressive to make more people feel welcome, excuse me, what if it's making less people feel welcome, right? Let's put it this way. We have, all these billions of people in the world. We have a few 100,000 people who are convinced beyond convinced that women can have penises. Like, convinced of it, right? A few 100,000, that's a lot of people. Right? Like an average viewing figure for a first episode of a Marvel TV show from 2019, before everyone knew they were all going to be shit. That many. Right, compared to about 170 million people who think that's nonsense. So, and of those 170 million people, which is a conservative estimate, right? Of those people, most of them are offended by what they call cross-dressing, right? So you seem to be servicing the needs of maybe 0.001% of the population by actively making about 98% of the population feel unwelcome. So why do you think that it's okay to make that? Why are you saying it makes them more welcome, right? More people feel welcome. It's not more people. It's the right people. It's the people who wrote this, right? They want to feel welcome. And the only way they can feel welcome is by not sharing space with anybody who disagrees with them in any way, shape, or form. And it really is incredible. They've never encountered these ideas before. Crying that the Doctor is woke now is pathetic. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That is just not... Maybe Malcolm Tucker, but not Peter fucking Capaldi. He's classy and professional. Unlike Rusty Davies, frankly. We're not in the 60s. The Doctor Master now have been rightfully played by Jodie and Michelle. Why is that rightful? Why is it wrong to have a male role or a female role? Right? Can Lady Macbeth be played by, what's his name? Vinnie Jones? Right? Is that a good idea? I don't know. What about Ving Rhames' Lady Macbeth? Would you be up for that? To me, that sounds like really, really silly. It's really very, very silly, isn't it? This is why it's not Peter Capaldi saying this. It's a bunch of woke twats who want to feel good about themselves. The Doctor, rightfully, yes, at last, the emancipation of the Doctor Who and Master casting. And let's face it, the Doctor Who casting was shite. Well, it was a lady. I quite like Michelle Gomez, however. When your people come up to you and moan about those casting, you switch off and just want to leave. He never spoke this. Russell was going to make the show relevant for everyone, apart from the vast majority. God, you can't understand that, can you? That you are in, the vast minority. Like you can't get your tiny little brains around. But how pathetic! They make Darren Bradley, thank you, points out, I'm having difficulty finding the interview. The results of this interview. Can you direct anywhere? Can you direct me to a link where it's in to show it use elsewhere, please? No, they can't do that. And look at these people, and they're all like these children. They're all like children without children. It's ridiculous. Well said, Peter, said the 12-year-olds. I mean, like, really? Oh, you poor pathetic wretches. Right? I should write on that first Doctor quote, right? When he where the Dalek says, "We are the masters of the earth. We are the..." "Oh, you poor pathetic fools. Don't you know you have to destroy the entire humanity to be a master of the earth?" Whoa! No! We are the masters of the fucking motherfucking earth! Ah! I like that bit. Somebody forwarded this to me. Look at this. I'm reading Doctor Who magazine from 2007, and suddenly a weird misogynistic drawing of a Big Finish audio. Thank God we've moved on. Holy hell. Oh my God, what an absolute loser. Right? What an thank God we moved on. God. Can you imagine how awful it must be, like, having to interact with people like that? Like, it just sounds like a nightmare. Now, let's look at their Twitter, because I bet that's got to be funny. I want to see what else they're crying about. Right? There's got to be things that are piss-takeable. What's it? Did I just... obviously, he has a Palestinian flag. Oh, God. He has a Palestinian flag in his bio. Wow. Times of Gaza. Oh, God. Look at this guy. He's like the poster boy for every bit of... he will swallow every bit of nonsense humanly possible. Man, look at this kid. Pro at Guitar Hero. Jesus, darling. Learn to play guitar. How about that? He, him, and they. Don't be lasagna. Loves Palestine. Loves those Hamas terrorists. Loves those Hamas terrorists. Oh, yeah. Can't get more of that. Do not scroll away. Did you know more than 50% of buildings in Gaza have been damaged or completely destroyed by the Israeli occupation? Well, the occupation wasn't happening. Israel wasn't there at all until you tried to rape and murder us all. But they're only Jews. Who cares? Who cares? They're only Jews. I mean, yeah, deleting the Doctor Who magazine illustration, getting called a dumbass, and having weirdos get mad because it was misogynistic. Ain't it? LMAO. Maybe wording was wrong, but it's ugly ass sexist picture. Spice never been laid. That's what's going on. Guitar Hero. This person, that cat, is the only person. If this person has fucked anybody, he's wearing a Planet 8 t-shirt, has fucked anybody, it's that poor fucking cat. Okay, that's my take on the matter. Speaking of shit shows, Chris Chibnall, ex-Doctor Who showrunner, delivers a comedy about giving birth. How? Like, how did was it sight unseen? Former Doctor Who showrunner who destroyed it, Chris Chibnall, handed back the keys to TARDIS in 2022. after the TARDIS, again, lowest overnights ever. Not overnights, lowest live ratings ever. It's ridiculous. Said he wanted to follow, Antonio said he wanted to follow something completely different. So he was written a raucous theatre. Oh, it's a theatre comedy? Please. I don't think this is going down unless they, in the West End. Really? He's written a play after being a school teacher for a bit. Chibnall was on ITV's hit drama Broadchurch, and fuck that reputation away to nowhere. After his 4 years cheering the BBC series into the gutter as head writer and producer, have left him with incredibly fond memories. Really? Because it's left every Doctor Who fan with incredibly bad memories that we're all trying to forget. I'm glad you had fond memories of taking a shit on the show we all loved. Yes, that's a great time making it. Really? Because we had a shit time watching it. I mean, just shit. Nobody liked watching it in one way at all. One bit at all. I'm so proud of the stories we told. What stories? How white people are always bad and black people are always victims. That was the basic message of Rosa, right? That if by some weird accident Rosa Parks wasn't forced to refuse to give up her seat on the bus, then there would be no emancipation movement, right? No. Oh, it's awful. And Joe the Doctor and companions, all the writers we brought in, and the things we did on the show that were new. Yeah, just excuse me. Nobody has done what you did to that show. Let's say we. I hate to go back to what's it called again? Facts and figures, numbers, right? But let's have a look at this. Open with Google Chrome. Doink. There it is. No one's done that before, darling. No, and the only reason it went up is because of John Barrowman and David Tennant. And these aren't the live figures. Fuck me, the live figures are shocking. Absolutely shocking. We should read that spin next in Doctor Who magazine. I didn't get to. I also want to do the Ross Lee Davies card. Yeah, but those live figures are absolutely shocking. Two-row play, really? I'm so proud of the stories and the people we work with. Some of them didn't have white skin, and all of them were gay. We did a very good job. Oh, diversity, their strength. And Joe, the Doctor and companions, and all the writers we brought in. The things we did on the show that were new. I feel super proud of it. I have to tell you, in Chibnall's defense, though, he hasn't, even though he's had ample opportunity, he hasn't taken a shit on the fans like Ross Lee Davies has, right? He really hasn't. But again, he's like, I think feels a bit more cagey. Even the viewers' mixed reactions were totally fine. Well, okay then. Look, you're either completely well-adjusted or lying out your ass. My money is on lying out your ass. We knew that going in, Chibnall said. You don't cast the first female Doctor if you are thinking you're going to go in and just do the same as been done before. What you did was shit. What you did was, mind... Again. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that failure. Right? TV channels, audiences in general have got lower. Yeah, I know, because all TV is as bad as the shit you put out, mate. So now you managed to get a play in production. Well done. Chibnall's first project since leaving the series, 2 years later, is something of a change. I the only job I could get. Look at this. Look at him. I'm trying to think. I got to look like I'm thinking, like I'm a writer. Oh, yeah. And that's the best writing he's ever done. That picture right there. Obviously, in Doctor Who, you get quite high-stakes storytelling. Well, no, nothing in your Doctor was high-stakes. You had a Dalek that couldn't open a door. You idiot cunt. Here's the thing. If you just have... that really shows how useless you were at this job. That you had a Dalek that couldn't open a door and you didn't have anybody on staff that go, oh, this Dalek can't open a door, right? So what's going on? You're often saving a planet, a civilization, or a universe. So to go into a different type of story, it's really nice. The stakes in One Last Push opening on Salisbury Playhouse in Wiltshire this month. Well, I'll tell you, you only play Salisbury Playhouse in Wiltshire twice. Once on your way up, once on your way down. Welcome back, Chris Chibnall. Jen is a heavily pregnant and a partner, but why aren't they fucking married? Is desperate to make sure the labour goes smoothly. Try marrying her, cunt. But with a half-decorated flat in disarray, the birthing pool to figure out, and unexpected visitors, things do not go according to the birth plan. Oh, God, this sounds agony. If you've never seen the sitcom Ever Decreasing Circles, there's a boring neighbor in that called Howard, who was the most boring person in the universe. This sounds like a play written by Howard. The world is a tough place at the moment, and I wanted to make people see it could be even worse. So I made this play, and I wanted to write a play that was really welcoming, really warm, and really fun, and a good old-fashioned night out at the theater. Really? No one's doing it, mate. No one's having a good old-fashioned night out. Really? Imberlin television work. What television work? He hasn't done anything in the last few years. And like, let's remember, he finished working on Doctor Who in 2021, I think, frankly. Chibnall is creating a loose, long gestating series of stage comedies about life's landmark moments. His first play in 2001 was Kiss Me Like You Mean It, featured a young couple's first meeting in 2014, worst wedding ever. He's not joking when he says he will have to do funerals next. Again, the funeral for Doctor Who, maybe. These are big, high-stakes... oh, God. I can't believe that this whole thing is about him doing a play. Again, when Moffat did a play, right, it was on the West End, because, like, he was successful. Salisbury fucking Playhouse. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? He's from. It's a 3-week. It's a 3-week commitment at the Salisbury Playhouse. Blimey! I hope they make their money back. Right? I hope they make their money back. Where are we up to? Let's have a look at. Yeah, I want to look at the ratings, and we'll look at Russell Davies as well. Wait, we'll go over here. Oh, this is the wrong issue. 1 second. It's over here. Issue 600. Now I have to tell you. Who's it? Let's name the editor again from the start. Who does all this? This is just weird. What's the name of the editor again? It's Jason Quinn, right? So he freaks me out as being a bit weird, right? This guy, he does freak. And a lot of this issue is about him, about them making a mess in the TARDIS, essentially, right? And he seems more like he should be the editor of Razzle, okay? But, like, I don't think he's, like, intrinsically evil. I think he's more like a British eccentric. Oh, Millie, why are we getting rid of you? How stupid that is, man. How stupid that is. I wonder if they're dressing it in there. They can't be. Where is it? So this is TV specials are a rating smash. Okay. Here's the thing. The only rating that they can't manipulate is the live rating, which is very... Although I like to see the live ratings for other things to compare, right? But it's the only one they really can't manipulate. The catch-up, the overnight includes iPlayer. And iPlayer, they say a watch is somebody who watched 1 minute. I think 1 or 2 minutes. Equally, the 7-day ratings were 10 days. And they'll just look very obvious shenanigans going, I don't trust this 8.36 million rating. I just don't. I really genuinely don't. I think it's lies. I think they are lying. I think the 2.92 is telling the truth. And I think ratings for everything are in the absolute toilet because they TV is, generally speaking, unwatchable shit. Oh. And the proof of that is you go back and watch something that wasn't very good from 10 years ago, and you go, well, this is actually pretty good. The 13-month gap between The Power of the Doctor and in October 2022, yeah, that was finished in October 2021, wasn't it? And The Starbeast, November 23, was the longest between two consecutive Doctor Who episodes since the 8 years and 10 months between whatever. But the absence makes the heart grow fonder. This would prove the 6th anniversary specials, which took the show's highest ratings in several years. One second. So even when they're bullshit, they're saying is... So 8.36, right? So when's the last time they got to 8.36? Quite a while ago, actually. It was Rosa. Rosa was the last. Yeah, but look, I'm sorry, right? I do. This uses the final. This is using the final BBC figures. I just don't buy it, right? I don't buy it. There we go. But there's no evidence of that. What's the two? When they say no evidence, that means there's a tsunami of evidence. Where we're up to? Since was it between Rose, blah, 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 6th anniversary. Power of the Doctor was seen by 5.3 million viewers in the UK within the first 7 days of transmission. Particularly high number for Doctor Who and recent side, because everybody knows Jodie Whittaker is shit, right? Then you saw David Tennant come back. We'll go and check this out, right? And then what happened when David Tennant came back? The rating slipped. 2.92, 2.75, 2.57, 2.41. That's not a good direction, right? That's not, and 2.41 on Christmas fucking Day. Are you kidding me? And I quite like this story. The last 35 minutes of it, I thought were quite. I didn't hate. So let's compare this to 1 second. Battlefield, which was the lowest rated classic episode. Like these are the live ratings: 3.1 compared to 2.92. So Battlefield Part 1 up against Coronation Street on a live figure did better, right? The Starbeast effortlessly rocketed past the rating with a massive 7.61, making it the most watched episode of Doctor Who since the Salonga Conundrum. Blimey. That is a bullshit statistic. Yes. When people had hope of it being good again, they watched it. Did they start to lose people immediately thereafter? More than 5 years earlier. In truth, that's probably underselling the achievement as it's become far more unusual for any show to attract more than 7 million viewers than it was in 2018. That's because your entire fucking TV landscape is made by you dickhead hooray Henrys like this. Like this. Right? Like this woman who calls Jews, what the fuck do you call them? Nazi parasites. Right? This person is disconnected from what normal people think. That's why nobody watches their shit anymore. Oh, and again, I want to be 100% clear. I like the last 35 minutes of the Church on Ruby Road. I thought the first 25 minutes were it was like 15 minutes long. So the first 15 minutes I thought dragged a little bit, but okay. And there was a lot of gay shit in as well. But in terms of all those 4 episodes we saw this year, for me it was the best, even though it was the least recognizably Doctor Who. No, the least recognizably Doctor Who was Starbeast, right? Making the most watched, blah, 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 fine. To underline this point, the only 2023 drama that recorded an even higher 7-day figure was all 6 episodes of the police thriller Happy Valley. Really? And 2 consecutive Death in Paradise. Yes, You just make shit on the BBC. That's it. I understand that. Yes, that's it. Literally every episode of everything else from Coronation Street, which I assume is that shit like EastEnders, Silent Winds to Unforgotten, Lag Spine. Yes. No. You okay? Here's what's happened. I think what it happened with comics, happened with Big Finish. I think. I don't know. And it happened in TV. Audiences began to shrink, right? Audiences began to like get smaller and smaller and smaller. And so they desperately clung on to whatever they could. I think that's why they doubled and tripled down on going insanely woke. Like just insanely woke, right? Insanely woke to please this tiny audience. Then they decided to only hire people who see the world the way they do. And that's why you disconnected from your entire audience. Right, you look at Mr. Bates versus the Post Office. Yeah, one second. Let's see what their ratings were. Mr. Bates versus the Post Office. Do you have the ratings there on the Wikipedia? Let's have a look. Yeah, look at this, 9.2. Now it's a question: is this the overnight? My guess is probably the overnight. It could be if this was the live rating. Right, reception. The series was credited, blah, 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 blah. Series received well received by critics and awarded 4 out of 5 stars by the Times, blah, blah, blah. But how do real people like it? But yeah, like this, why? This connected with normal human beings because it was about normal human beings. Most of them were white and straight, actually. But you had some people who weren't, and that was fine. We're over here. Look how they like pulling these desperate statistics out, right? In terms of the weekly TV chart, so by the way, I think Disney Plus. Do you think they were happy with the ratings on it or not? Because I really think Millie Gibson got the chop because the ratings weren't up to scratch. I really do. Well, I don't know, but I really do. So again, it finished in 10th place, although this statistic belies just how good the rating is. Man, you are selling this hard, aren't you? In 28 of the previous 46 weeks of the year, 7.61 million would have been enough to claim the top spot. However, this particular week, 2 episodes of Strictly Come Dancing and 7 episodes of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here rated even higher. Doctor Who will be not a top notch, but why don't you have the Disney Plus numbers as well? I think because they're not very good, apparently. Although Star Beast was in the top 10 on Disney for most of that first week it was on. Don't think anything else made it into the top 10. But again, everything Disney does is a massive flop. Albeit not by much, pushing down the lower. Dude, your spin is insane. And again, I don't really believe the 7.61, frankly. Doctor Who's exceptionally strong performance continued with both the remaining anniversary episode. So strong, it was successful, even though it got less viewers. Right? That's how strong it was. Less people watched it, and it was still strong. It was still better. Incredibly, right? Incredibly. Putting it at the 9th place of the week. Well, if it's at number 9, I mean, who can argue with that? As this time, the Doctor managed to beat out the Sunday edition of Strictly Come Dancing, as well as the final. Yeah, why do these game shows do better? Because they're just normal people doing stuff, right? They're not being told, oh, I'm trans, I'm male and female, and something a bit more, something a male presenting Time Lord could never do. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, it wasn't stuff that was designed to make most people vomit in their own fucking mouths. As well as the giggle rounded off things a week later with 6.85 million. That must be even better. That's even more successful because the number's lower. That's how it works. The lower the number goes, the more successful you are. And another 7 behind 2 Strictly episodes and 7 visits to I'm a Celebrity Jungle. Okay. If there are any doubts whether Doctor Who could sustain such high numbers, the new Doctor arrived. The Church on Ruby Road quickly dismissed. You are lying out your ass. And I am sure Jason Quinn is writing this. You are lying out your ass. But the thing is, the weird thing is you're lying, but you have the figures right in front of us. I mean, really, genuinely, have the figures right in front of us. So 7.49 on Church and Ruby Road within 7. It was 10 days, you lying piece of shit. It's 10 days, not 7 days. Putting it in third place of the week behind New Year's Eve fireworks. You're telling me that New Year's Eve fireworks did better than this incredibly successful? With an AI. Oh, look out. The AI keeps going down as well. Well, that's weird. It's almost as if you're full of shit and it was a complete fucking failure. Called Midwife did better, probably. I don't know. We should also point out the 7-day cutoff point is a relatively arbitrary one. Well, especially if you did it after 10 days, right? And the British and Barb also compiles ratings for the UK programs for after 28 days of transmission. Who owns Barb, by the way? Oh, right, BBC's got a big controlling stake in it. For this reason, we don't have to wait. We have to wait long for these figures to come out. But the anniversary specials have risen to 8.36, a jump of 750,000. The giggle went up for 1.16 million. I don't believe you. Again, how much of the episode did they watch? Right? I just don't believe you. And all of these represent a very healthy increase. Yeah, exactly. That's why you're lying to us. I'm telling you, by the time Shooter's season comes on, expect to see Jodie numbers again. So let's say it's starting at, 7.91, which is relatively good, right? So that's, again, around, Rosa numbers. I think, well, do you think it's going to get down to the 4s for the 7 days numbers, or even the 3s? I think they will. I think they will for by the time you get to the season finale, right? I really think they will. Perhaps even more important measure for the future success is just how it's performed amongst the 16 to 35-year-old group. Well, better than anybody else, because people often say, Tzvi, how can you expect to de-radicalize Gaza just using, media and social media? I'm like, well, media and social media has managed to convince a whole generation of people that having a penis is no obstacle to being a woman, right? No obstacle whatsoever. You can convince anybody of anything. So, yeah, your 16, 35-year-old will be like, oh, yes, been finished as stunning and brave. And the woke parents go, oh, you're such a good God, I'm so proud. If only you were black. This demographic is much sought after, particularly by the BBC, as it's thought to be, again, if it was good, Millie Gibson wouldn't have been shown the door, right? And people say, well, she had trouble with night shoots, she had complained a lot, maybe they got rid of her. If she was good, if this was successful, she would not have been shown the door, in my opinion. How are they in terms of versus expectations? 1.2 million viewers from this age group, and a massive 1.6 on the Christmas special. Again, how much did they watch? The highest of any drama in nearly 3 years, Line of Duty finale in 2021. Indeed, that might be the statistic. Again, a show that didn't lecture you, but tried to entertain. Indeed, that might be the statistic that does more to cement Doctor Who's long-term future than the total numbers. Well, the total numbers sound relatively bad. And again, I think you're full of shit, right? There is a young audience that going out to seek out the series. Right, yeah, that's the ones you're pandering to. The people who think chicks have dicks. That group. I want to go after chicks with dicks people. Well, okay, but that doesn't seem like a very big group to me. No, everybody loves chicks with dicks, right? Everybody loves chicks with dicks. Where are we? but there have also been a few other Doctor Who related programs on last week of the show's 6th anniversary. Doctor Who managed to chart double topping BBC Three's list with the Doctor Who Unleashed. Man, I really don't like that show. Daleks in Colour got 500,000 viewers. Fuck me. That's embarrassing. And the repeat of An Adventure in Time and Space. Even Channel 5 Channel 5 did better with 60 years of secrets and scandals than Doctor Who with 800,000 people. Sadly, we're currently unable to bring in the international numbers for why? No, but you could bring the chart places for it. Yeah, what's that you smell? Is that dog? Is that cat? No, that's bullshit I smell, mate. Bullshit. So Gary Lee of DWB fame, Doctor Who Bulletin fame, again, didn't really agree with him on the John Nathan Turner, and I think was wrong about his Big Finish stuff last week. He's been posting about this. Less than 3 million on average saw each Doctor Who special and special and Xmas Day live. It's the one figure they can't corrupt, unlike the millions they added after. RTD2 is an unmitigated disaster and near fraudulent waste of license payers' money. I wouldn't go that far, but this definitely strikes me as a production in turmoil. Right? It really genuinely strikes me as a production in absolute turmoil. Again, Millie Gibson's firing is a great example of that, right? It's a great example of that. More BS. Trust her, she's going to be just wonderful, coos Rusty Davies over the Disney diversity hire, Varada Sethu. And I'm sorry. Don't get upset at me saying it's a diversity hire, right? Don't get shirty with me about that. How am I supposed to think that she isn't a diversity hire? Right, you got rid of a white, straight, super hot girl, right, super hot woman, and replaced her with a brown, who knows, right, who's been in Disney a bunch of times and that has never struck me as being anything special. Millie Gibson generally struck me as being something like, and again, it's not that she's incredibly freaking hot, right? It's not just, although she is incredibly hot, but she really, I was really impressed with her. On a genuine level, I think she glued the episode together, right? I mean, even the singing bit, I thought she was good at, right? It's just she was the thing that's working absolute best in the entire production, and that's the thing they threw away, right? Weirdly enough, right? Just absolutely insanely enough. It's hard to understand. Hang on, isn't that exactly what the idiot said when he introduced us to the sensational Millie Gibson? Mask not slipping, it's fallen. Now again, this is Gary Lee, right? Who was so anti John Nathan Turner, right? So I really think he was off base on a lot of that, and I think it was off base on his Big Finish reporting. However, here it seems to be, well, I don't agree with him entirely. It seems to be he's making a reasonable point, right? He is making what I believe to be a reasonable point. Let's see what Russell's got to say for himself in this month's column. This is normally the first thing I read, and it's a sign of where Doctor Who is that I haven't read this yet, right? This is by Tim Quinn and Dickie Howard. I mean, honestly, this really shows the problem with the David Tennant 14th Doctor. The continuing adventures of Doctor number 14 by Tim Quinn and Dickie Howard. After last issue's exciting trip to the newsagents, the Doctor returns home to read the paper. Okay. Next issue, the adventures of the Doctor goes to Potter's about the garden. That's one of the problems, right? That's amongst the problem. Oh, man, they love this TARDIS set way too much. Like, just way. And also, Jason Quinn, mate, you moved everything around. I can't find it anymore. Let's see what you got to say. Letter from the Showrunner. Russell Davies gives us the progress report on this year's episode in 2025. How much gay shit? How much gay shit do you have going on this year, Russell? Oh, marvelous. So much gay shit. Oh, it'll be marvelous. In fact, here, what's it? Open this with Chrome. Is it opening up? Let me think. There we go. Well-established franchise, Disney. Disney, well-established franchise, gay shit. Oh, yeah. I was on the wrong thing. Hang on. There we go. Doink. Where am I? I love that meme. It's so uncannily accurate, right? It's so uncannily accurate. Happy 600 DWM, but let's not look back. We're all dying for the new series. So let's look ahead and see what the state of the episode's in, because there's still a lot of work to do. Okay. Now, I understand. Look, the Church on Ruby Road, Shooting Up was Doctor Who, is an incredibly different show to the Doctor Who we've known. It's a mind-meltingly different show than the Doctor Who we've known for the classic Who, even revival Who. It's a completely new take on it. I can understand why people don't like it. For me, I was intrigued by it enough that I'm looking forward to seeing more. Right, the Tennant stuff I thought was cack, genuine cack. The gay shit in the shooty stuff, I thought was, and this is because I'm stupid, I thought was subtle enough that it didn't really get in the way of me enjoying the episode. Like, I didn't know being snowman was talking about somebody coming in your face or something, right? And the gay dance scene in the club, man, Millie Gibson was so fired. I'm sorry. That episode starts with him stalking Millie Gibson, right? Stalking Ruby. What's her name? Ruby Sunday, right? Yeah, he was waiting for her for some reason. As is really quite clear when you watch it. So there's clearly a big Moffat-esque plan around the character, which they just had to completely get rid of right now. And Disney was like, look, the ratings haven't been what you told us they were going to be. Plus, she's a bit white, right? She's a little bit, not so ethnic. We really need somebody a bit more, diverse, because, diversity is our strength, and maybe we need a bit more strength. Fine. So let's have a look. Where is he? So let's, because there's still a lot of work to do. Tons and tons. In an ideal world, we might have followed Church on Ruby Road with a few series, with Shooty Millie in January. Well, that's what he wanted, right? I think that was the goal. And believe me, we tried. Way back in 2022, we juggled schedules and budgets and capacity, but nope. We've ended up having to spend money on the rush rather than on the program itself. It's the FX, really. People keep telling me how fast and easy FX are, and I hear distant source of our FX team. Well, they're cheaper if you're doing it in America, where they have they unionized yet? But you saw how bad the FX got in most Disney things, like the Marvel stuff. The FX is terrible, right? They're genuinely bad. Here, I thought the effects were good, but much like the TARDIS set, bloated for no reason, right? Just completely bloated, and didn't really add. That's the thing. They're not asking themselves, is this expense that we're going to adding or just covering up there's not much there? And I think that's what it is covering up there's not much there. It's the FX. People keep telling me how fascinating the FX are. I hear distance of FX teams. This stuff takes ages. Look at the gorgeous unit tower. Hated that. Right? I don't think it added anything at all to the show. Really, really, really. And frankly, I think you could have found a fan to do it at a quarter of the price. And you keep turning your nose up at incredible fan creators. Again, that they're putting out that piece of shit, Celestial Toymaker animation over Callum Weston's beautiful one, right? It's beyond me, right? It's beyond me how intensely stupid it is. No string. Was it? Look at the gorgeous unit now. It looked very good. No strings. The meat looked freaking-tastic, right? And that meat looked fantastic, and I think it genuinely added to the story, right? The meat looked fantastic, but again, was that really necessary? Yeah, actually, I do think that added, right? That's something I think that added. It's months and months of hard work. We'll try, and well worth the wait. Well, sadly not. Right, sadly not. So right now, if you press play on the forthcoming episode, you'll see episode 1 almost ready, kind of 90%, 95% there, still finessing FX shots, and it doesn't have a finished score yet. And Murray's score is so vital. That's true. You could argue this still stands at 0%. That's fair enough. So the rumor is every episode in at least the first season, is going to be have a musical number in it, some kind of musical thing to it. Which, again, for me, this is like a new take on Doctor Who, right? A totally new take on Doctor Who. And I'm not going to be dismissive of it until it's shit, right? And for me, the gay stuff, while very blatant, wasn't... I wouldn't feel uncomfortable watching that with a kid. Where I would certainly feel uncomfortable watching Starbeast with a kid if I would watch it. There's no way I would watch Starbeast with a kid. But I think it's pushing obscenity, quite frankly. Right? Oh, you hate what trans people just existing. No, it's fine they exist. I have no problem with any human being. It's fine they exist. I have a problem with taking a sexual kink, which I think being trans is, and presenting it as an identity and encouraging children to they should check out this sexual identity without thinking of the intense harm it will cause. And it's always other people's children, right? It's always other people's children. The devil's called. I'll say 75% there. My percentages are reached by an invaluable scientific method, me sitting there looking out over the rain over Swansea Bay and having a cup of tea and guessing. That's the way I work things out. All the FX have been blocked and approved, awaiting a full render, but no score yet. Murray, mate, you got to get it work. Episode 3, 90% complete. God, this is gorgeous. We saw the final FX just before Christmas, and wow! It was an incredible session. Normally, we just stare beatily at the FX and say, move the full sword a bit to the left. Can you make it green and not blue? Followed by a weary voice on Zoom saying, when you saw it last month, you asked for the full sword to be the right and blue, not green. Right? I believe that. That sounds like every freaking client I've had. But in this session, we just let it play. We hadn't watched it as a drama for a while. And oh my God, the emotion, the depth, the performance is beautiful. Okay, well, again, if it was so great, if the performance was so great, why are you getting rid of your key player? Episode 4, complete, done. If a gap suddenly appeared in on BBC One, we could transmit it. Okay, episode 5, 99% there, still fiddling around with luminosity and opaqueness and things. Okay, I know what that means. Picture stuff. And has taken so long. I think we had more FX shots than, well, anything ever. And again, while that used to fill me with excitement, right? That used to make me go, whoa, what's going down there? Whoa. Now, it's this whole production is just bloated, right? And the real tragedy of it is, I feel the charisma of Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson is enough to carry the show. You don't need all this shit that you're shoveling into it, right? I really do. Here's what I recommend, right? Watch The Church in Ruby Road. Start it at 15 minutes in, right? When Ncuti's running over the tops of the roofs of the houses. Yes, it's a very different show. It's a very different show from the Talons of Wing Chiang, like deeply different. But is it Doctor Who? It's a Doctor Who. It's something that's like I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, right? But it hooked me to watch more, right? Which I'm not optimistic about. I want to be clear about that, because like literally just about every creator's decision they made so far has been a bad one. I think it's fine. But still, Murray's and in my opinion, changes daily. But this is Murray's greatest score. Okay. Episode 6, 80% complete, but with no score yet. Murray, mate, you got to get to it, mate. Has a completely new FX shots. Comparatively few FX shots, I should say. Well, don't they all have new FX shots? And as a result, it's ticked over while bigger FX episodes have been worked on. It already looks gorgeous without being without a single pixel being tweaked. Episodes 7 and 8 are the big two-part season finale. Oh my, yeah, Mel Daleks. The rumor is Daleks. I'm not sure if I believe that actually. Honestly, I think it makes more sense they're going to do a season without any classic monsters in it to make it seem like try and redo the thing that Chibnall did, but make it work. I think, right? Ruby Sunday says, Mark and raised by 2 black women and no males at all. Yes, it's relentless, right? It is relentless. But again, it didn't feel like I was being continually smacked in my face by what's it going? It didn't feel like I was being continually smacked in the face with wokeness like I was in Starbeast. Starbeast was so woke, it made the other episodes more shit. Right, unbelievable. I mean, well, then you got the Mavity Indian Isaac Newton thing. These are big. I'll say right now. I'm typing this out on January 2nd. They're about 6% there, and I've seen rough compositions that miss 40%. Oh, I'm excited. And that's the end of season 1. Except, look, wait, time marches on. So, is he going to mention the standalone episode they have to do in season 2 to wrap up the Millie Gibson arc? Which is always a sign it wasn't meant to be. So Christian Tony all shot and the edits are almost finished except for the tiny little notes, which will be finished this week. And then the picture locks. The FX begins. Merry Christmas. That has, what's it, Vashta Narad or whatever bloody name is. And then we hit season 2. 90% shot. Episode 1. Okay, well, they're getting ahead of themselves. Literally C1 featuring none of the regular cast will be shot within the next fortnight, and the rest of the material is entering the edit, so the picture should be locked by the end of the month. Episode 2, the script is on draft 4, but not a single speck of footage has been shot. Yeah, this must be one of the ones they had to replace, although some camera tests look, wonderful. I'm particularly excited about this episode because it does things that we could never have done in the old days. And there's a guest star who's been in Doctor Who before in a different role. Okay, you always tease shit like that, and it's never that exciting. It was exciting with Michael Shard, right? When he was Marcus Scarman. Was he Marcus Scarman or the brother? And was it Castrovalva and Remembrance of the Daleks, and also Stones of Venice. One of my favorites. So how much is that story? See, okay, I want to show you a difference of a really good season of Doctor Who, right? And this isn't the best season, right? Big finish. Come on, open up. It's thinking about it. What's it not opening up? Hello? Oh, there you go. What's it? The 8th Doctor. Sort by. Oh, is there anything new listed? Oh no, this has been listed for a while. Oldest first. Right, so when they first bought, that's not the what? No, this is the Lucy Miller range. Fuck no. Okay, it's on the Stones or like. I'm sorry, this website needs to work better. Right, so this was the first season of Doctor Who they did. All right, Storm Warning. So Storm Warning, good. This was actually a good, strong season opener, right? Really, genuinely was. Solar Orion sadly didn't work. It was from a fan story they did several years earlier called Sword of Orion, which was much better with Nick Briggs playing the Doctor. But Stones of Venice, I love this story. I absolutely love this story. It's like Paul McGann and India Fisher in a future Venice which is sinking with Michael Shard in it. Mark Anderson as well. I forgot about that. Michael Shard playing Orsino. Who wrote this? Is it Paul Maggs wrote this? Yeah, it's a really. What's the story after this? Minuet in the House. Sadly, bit of a miss, right? It was great to have the 8th Doctor with the Brigadier, but like so many American accents, really, really bad, right? Really, really bad. But Stones of Venice, for $3.78, totally worth it. Fine. So that was a good season. Fine. So episode 3, only camera test exists. Script on draft 3. Start shooting alongside episode 2 in the 6 days' time. Episode 4 is all shot, and this will be edited after episode 1, so it'll wait in line for a bit. Or the FX teams are sizing up certain shots right now. Man, this is a complex business. I'm actually kind of bored, right? Look, I don't care. It's all going to be out, and we're going to watch it unless the world ends, which quite likely. So it's on draft 5 now. We haven't had an official tone meeting yet. There've been various methodologies meeting, and the director is already on board working out how the hell to shoot this. Listen, the last time you droned on about that was The Wild Blue Yonder, which was, I just found boring, right? Again, money badly spent. Looks gorgeous. I thought that, the long arm things it looked fantastic, but like, it was a bit of a nothing story. Stones of Venice was far superior. Episode 6 is about to enter draft 9. Getting the script ready has been epic for reasons that will fill many pages Doctor Who magazine one day, but all worth it. What a story. Episode sits waiting while episode 8 will be written soon. Honest, Gov. So, okay, they're working on it. The show that never sleeps, because you can see, because as you can see, when the FX need to be planned so far in advance, well, this has really been one of the big weights around the neck of the current era of Doctor Who, right? That they film it so far in advance. So, like, Yasmin Finney wasn't culturally a complete misfire when they cast her. 2 years later, Bud Light later, Target later, and people had enough of this shit. Drag Queen Story Hour later, right? People had enough of this shit, right? And I'm sorry, the only thing I really believe is the live rating right now. So even further ahead, we're planning way into the future, like the sort of time travel. Onwards. I don't know, like. Oh man, I just like I want the BBC to collapse and Disney to collapse horribly, right? I would love that, right? I would really genuinely like that to happen, and then we might get some, and then AI to really come into its own, and then we can get our franchises back. Oh, because we could just make our own shit and screw you, right? That's really what I like to see. I mean, having said that, I found Shooty very charming, and I thought, okay, but again, knowing that Millie Gibson's gone suddenly, it really has torpedoed this entire production for me, right? It really genuinely has torpedoed this entire production. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.